and brainstorming is one component of problem solving, and we're going to talk about problem solving today, and each of you has an outline of the discussion today. This class is small group communication. We deal with small group and team communication, but we're interested in primarily task groups, and task groups are groups that need to solve problems. We'll start with Roman number 1 on the outline. What are the sources of problems? And whenever possible, I like to use an acronym. So the acronym here for the sources of problems will be AID, A-I-D. There are, of course, inherited problems. There are problems that you know about that you're going to have to deal with. Every president that comes into office knows that there are a series of problems that must be dealt with. In stating a problem, you should begin with one of the question words, and they are who, what, when, where, why, and how. And in the Wall Street Journal, occasionally they have the small business section. And if you go through this page by page, you see that every problem begins with a question word. The first page, how do you narrow your product options? How do you handle extraordinary growth?
He's a good professor in that he keeps the students actively involved in the process. His organizational skills are superb. He always has some kind of outline for us to follow, an outline that gives us a good way to organize our notes, but that doesn't fill in all the details so that we're kind of forced to pay attention.
And what's the controversy all about? It's about a problem of belief. I think that there can be different styles of teaching, and students can learn from those styles. Probably the style of teaching that works best for someone is a style that fits in with the person's personality. Do you have a living will about if you're become brain dead? Would you go?
If I was brain dead?
No, you're
I don't think that would work out so well.
Yeah, you can't do it if you're brain dead.
Again, it's the quality of life. Depends.
The quality of life.
It really depends on what I can do, what I can't do.
He's very humorous in his teachings. He's animated. His experiences, like he can sit there and for everything that he goes over, he has an experience to tell you about, and it's just really like you feel so captivated when you're listening to him.
What we're going to do now is going to do a simple audience analysis.
And in addition, he's always prepared with surveys or questionnaires or something to keep us actively involved in the learning process.
All right, has everyone voted? Pass them up to Morris here. You heard me today talk about audience analysis. I always try to do an audience analysis with students. And I do teach sometimes differently with one group than with another group. But always I try to have people participate, feel that they're part of the class and that sort of thing. Thank you, Callie. All right, this is the audience analysis for this class on those two issues. I can't stress enough, repeating now, every problem-solving group is solving a problem for an audience.